everyone, it's Carolyn from All Day I Dream About Food, and today we are going to make a very popular recipe. It's another keto cake, and I think you'll truly enjoy it. It is my raspberry cream cheese coffee cake. This is a lovely recipe. It's perfect for spring, it's perfect for Mother's Day. You know, it's one that almost everybody loves, so let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is make the actual cake part. So we're going to start with half a cup of softened butter. And I've been letting this sit at room temperature for a couple of hours, so it should be ready to go. And then I've got about 2/3 cup of granulated sweetener. This is Swerve. And we're just going to beat these together. Okay, so our butter and our sweetener is nicely combined, and now we're going to add 3 eggs. I should mention these are room temperature eggs. Once you've creamed butter with sweetener, you don't want to add cold eggs or it's just going to clump up all over again. Okay, that's looking great. Now we're going to add some almond extract. Now this is a raspberry almond cream cheese coffee cake, but if you prefer vanilla, you can completely do that, that's fine. I like to put in about half a teaspoon and just combine that as well. So if you know my blog, you know I'm pretty brand loyal, and I always use Bob's Red Mill almond flour for my baked goods. Most of my recipes work really well with this flour, so I highly recommend it. It's finely ground. It does a beautiful job of baked goods. So I've got 2 cups of that. And I've also got some coconut flour. And we're going to add about 1/3 cup of this, again, just lightly scooping and leveling. And, of course, we need a little baking powder. And I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking powder and a little bit of salt. Usually for sweets, you're looking at 1/4 teaspoon to half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, you'll notice my batter here is very thick, so we want to add some liquid. Now, in the original of this recipe, I had done almond milk, but you don't have to. Right now, I'm out of almond milk, so I have half cream, half water in here. You don't want all heavy cream. It'll make your batter very, very thick, so this should be about right. So I've made my almond flour batter, and now I'm going to make the filling part, the cream cheese filling part of the cake. So I've got 8 ounces of cream cheese, and I'm just going to start beating that until it's smooth. And I'm going to add half a cup of Swerve sweetener, the granulated kind. Okay, our filling is really quite thick and we need to make it to be more pourable, so we're going to add an egg as well as a little bit of vanilla extract. I'm going to do half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and we'll beat this together again until smooth. So the first thing we're going to do is spread about 2/3 of the almond flour mixture into our cake pan. This is a well-greased 9x9 cake pan, and you could use an 8x8, but your cake is going to take a little bit longer to bake through. So you just want to spread your batter to the edges. Low-carb cake batters tend to be thicker than conventional cake batters, so you're not pouring this in, you're spreading it. Okay, so that looks really great, and now we're going to put our cream cheese mixture all over top of this. Okay, we've spread our cream cheese all over the top of the batter. And now we're going to put on our raspberries. I've got fresh raspberries here. You could use frozen too, that's completely fine. They tend to bleed a little more than fresh raspberries do, so just be forewarned. But this is about 1.5 cups of fresh raspberries. You just want to space them out nicely so everybody gets a little bit of raspberry in their cake. And then we take the rest of our batter and we're gonna dot it over the top. I'm just using a spoon, you know, a few little bits at a time. It will all bake together, but this will let the raspberries kind of peek through when the cake is finished. And for the finishing touches, we're going to put a little bit of sliced almonds on top. Again, if you want this to be a vanilla one, you don't have to put the almonds on top and it'll save a few carbs, but it looks really nice this way, so just sprinkle them over. So now we're gonna put it in the oven at 325 for about 40 minutes. You wanna keep an eye on it and you wanna make sure the top is nice and golden. So the coffee cake is done and I wanna show you one little thing. You can see it's beautiful and brown, and you can see that it has a little bit of a jiggle in the center, which is what you want, because you want the cheesecake part or the cream cheese part to be nice and tender. Now this is where you need some patience, guys. You gotta let this sit for a while and come to room temperature, and then you need to put it in the refrigerator for a little bit. And that, my friends, is all there is to it. Now you have a delicious keto-friendly coffee cake filled with cream cheese and fresh berries and a little bit of almonds, and it's a wonderful, wonderful treat. And this delicious keto cake recipe and so many more are on All Day I Dream About Food. I hope you'll check them out.